Okay, common problem if you see your toilets backing up, having issues, you see water coming from the ground, it could be your sewage pump. These are grinder type pumps. A lot of times you see these if you have a guest house, a side building. Some houses do have it. What these pumps do is they take the sewage from whatever building that's coming from and it sends it to your main septic tank. So a lot of times you might not see the issues in your main house of your toilets backing up as you will as the other building. So mine was doing that. My renters told me that their toilets weren't flushing correctly. So I went over to their house. I could see water coming out from the ground. So I know that this wasn't draining the water properly. So there's a few easy things you could do, and we're gonna work through all those. I'm gonna explain them to you, and then we're gonna get to replacing the actual pump, which is what I had to do. So very first thing, the most common thing, probably take care of your problem 80% of the time, is your breaker flipped or your GFI that it's on flipped. So you're gonna wanna check those, make sure all your breakers are on, reset your GFIs if you need to, test your electrical outlet, put it on an iPhone or some kind of charger to make sure that that plug is working. If that is working and it's still flooded, no water is moving, the next thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna open up your drain or whatever this is sitting in, and you're gonna have to go in there. Now I'm gonna show you how to vacuum that out so that you can get all that poopy water out and work with a much cleaner environment. But your next most common thing is your float switch is gonna be bad. So once you drain that, you're gonna wanna lift up this float switch, turn it on as if it was floating in the water. If you do that and you don't hear a motor trying to spin or move or even try and turn on at all, then it could be a bad float switch. It could also be a bad motor. But if you do go up with it, which is what mine did, and I can hear the motors trying to move, then I know my float switch was good. So that's not the issue. So I went ahead and I took out my whole assembly, came with this, came with my piping. I took everything out, right? Plugged this thing in, gave this a spin, hit it with a hammer, and this started spinning again. Okay, problem with that is what that tells me is my capacitors are worn out. This is an older motor, so without getting a boost start, it wasn't able to go. So I have to replace the whole thing. Okay, so what I did, I went to my local Tractor Supply, and you need to get a sewage pump, guys. Okay, this is a 1/2 horsepower sewage pump. This is very important because it can be very misleading because there's other ones that look very similar to these. They have stormwater or what they call gray water sump pumps that are from a house, and it has the same little diagram as this. Okay, they're gonna be 1/2 horsepower, they're gonna look identical the same. Problem is they don't move solids good. A lot of those will go up to about 1/2 inch. Some will be 3/4 inch solid pump. You don't need that. This one is for 2 inches. You got toilet paper, poop, anything else that goes in there. So you wanna make sure that yours says a sewage pump. You'll notice they're much heavier than the other ones. They usually have bolts here instead of screws and a very big opening at the bottom. So that's what you're gonna wanna look for, okay? I was lucky enough, I took my old piping off of my old assembly. So I didn't have to get piping, but if you do, you need to get your 2-inch screw-on piping, get your 2-inch pipe and any adapters that you need, like I got here. I got them just in case that this wouldn't come off, it was cracked at the bottom or whatever. But I got lucky. I took it off my old one. I know it's gonna be the same size, it's gonna fit right in. What I did is I put my Teflon tape in, and now I'm gonna just screw this back on. Make sure she's nice and tight. I don't want to over tighten it and crack the pipe though, but definitely don't want it to leak either. All right, so that's gonna be pretty good. All right, so now I'm all set. This should be a nice, quick, easy fix. I'm gonna show you how to re-drain that basin that this sits in and get everything out so I can work in a clean environment. And I'll tell you little hacks I did in order for them to still be able to use that toilet for yesterday until I was able to get this pump today. So come with me, I'm gonna show you how to put this in. All right, so I forgot to tell you guys this is the first one, but this is the other important thing before your actual motor burn out. If it's not the float switch, you hear it engage. Sometimes when you pull, this is the casing that goes over the bottom of your whole motor, right? It's gonna expose your impeller or your grinder. These are grinder sewage pumps, right? So sometimes inside of here and here, it's just clogged. People put not toilet paper, but like baby wipes are real bad, Clorox wipes, you know, tampons, anything can clog this up. And that could be the reason why this isn't spinning. So when you take this casing off, unclog that, engage this, and if it starts spinning on its own, then you know that that's the problem. Your motor's still good. But like I said, this one is not. This one is burnt out, so we're gonna replace it. All right, so this is my basin where the pump sits in. That's where I got it out of yesterday. what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna show you how to drain it, which I did yet. So I unbolted everything yesterday. I still have it sitting here. You can see this thing is filled up again. Reason why it's filled up, and this could be something that you could use as well, was I took the pump out. So they didn't have a pump to use it yesterday, but I wanted them to still be able to use their toilet. So what I did was I drained the whole thing so that they were at least able to use their toilet a few times to get them through the night until I can get a new pump. So again, I want to get this whole thing drained. That way I could just easily put my pump in there. I know exactly where it goes. If I really wanted to, I could just drop it in there and go, but I want to do this right way. I want to show you guys drain it. Simple shot vac. I took my air filter out from inside, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna suck the water out, dump it out. Probably have to do it 4 or 5 times in order to get this thing empty. All right, here it stops sucking, so I know I'm full. I'm gonna unplug here, do both sides. We're gonna dump this thing out one at a time. All right, so got it all vacuumed out, all the liquid's gone, so now we can see clear into it. We can work a lot easier with it. What you want to see is on the bottom there, and excuse the poop, but if you're doing this job, it's going to be poop. You're going to see there's 3 little circles there. So what those are, is that's where your pump is going to sit on. So you want to position your pump, it's going to actually sit in there, that way it won't move. You got these little feet on the bottom, okay, 3 feet. There's 3 circles down there. Easiest way to do it, just going to line up the pipe with this pipe, and the other 2 are going to go right in place. All right, and that's going to keep it, like I said, from shifting and moving and not making this work anymore. So I'm ready to put this in. I got my pieces already on here to screw this on. I Teflon taped this, so that's all cleaned out and ready. Well, I wanted to test my pump first, so I plugged it in. You know, even though it's a brand new pump, I want to test it before I put everything back together. With these pumps, you're always going to see this kind of piggyback plug system. You want to always plug the back one into this one. What that's going to do is, in case this one stops working, this one stops working, one's not working when the other one is, and if the float switch is going, it causes the pump to burn out, vice versa. So that's why they give you the piggyback switch like that. You put them together. Way to test this, just grab it. All you do is float switch up. I can hear it running. Perfect, we're good to go. So we're ready to drop this in. I'm gonna re-unplug it just so it's out of my way a little bit, right? Nice and easy. Drop her into the hole, right onto those circular platforms I showed you. Feet slide right in, boom, see? All right, so we're ready to put this in. I just showed you how to test it, showing you the piggy tail. Now, it's actually putting the thing in, the pump in. So I have it already placed in there. A couple key things you wanna go and do before you get yourself into a few problems and mistakes. You wanna feed your electrical cords through this small hole. You'll see that there's a rubber here that they connect to. When you're done, that rubber is gonna connect there. Boom, it's gonna seal off any smells. This hole, you have that plug, which is easy. You can just pull out, you can see into it really easy without having to undo anything. And then you have the one that your actual pump goes through. Now, if you notice on the top of this basin, you got this side's only this big, this side's this big. That's important because if you put your pump in the wrong hole, when you go to set this on, it's not gonna sit flush where it needs to and bolt in where it has to go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wash off all this mud when it's ready to bolt in. But measure it, look at it, make sure you put this one in the right hole or it's not gonna line up right. And you're gonna have to undo the whole thing, put it back together. It's gonna save you a lot of time and hassle. So we're ready, right? Got my fittings all on there. I got this thing kind of catty cornered in the side right there. And what that's gonna allow me to do is to get this up and into that to screw it on easily. Once I get this on, I need to then pull this pump and I need to put it on those 3 circles in there. That way the pump doesn't move around while it's going. So it's a little bit of a pain with this in here, but unfortunately, that's the only way, at least mine, will go in. So I got a catty corner, so this should go nice and smooth, which it does. Now, I need to try and lift my whole pump assembly. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my hand through this hole, and I'm gonna lift my whole pump assembly, and I'm gonna get it on those 3 circles. All right, that actually went pretty smooth. We are on. All right, so that should make everything lined up. I wanna just double check. Okay, look, my lid goes on. So if I would have done that the other way, in this hole, that flipped around, this lid wouldn't have matched up correctly, right? So, pump's in place. Now what I'm gonna do with this, just nice and easy. Should twist this up. I had already Teflon taped this new so that it'll be a nice watertight seal. This is that other rubber gasket I was telling you about that's gonna cover this hole once we're all said and done. And again, just like anything else, you want to make it real tight, but be careful with PVC that you don't over tighten it, guys. Give it a nice good hand crank, and that should be all you need, okay? Feels pretty good to me. I got that one tight. You know, when this thing goes under pressure, it'll tighten up. The Teflon tape should do its job. Got this one retightened. All right, we should be ready to go. Everything looks in place other than bolting this down, but I want to test this first. So the way we're gonna test this, instead of having them flush a toilet a bunch of times in order to fill this up, to hit that float switch, which is gonna be a few feet of water, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put a hose in there. I'm gonna fill it up. If I hear the float switch engage, I should hear the pump come, water turn on, it's gonna push everything into my septic. I'm gonna check for any leaks. If nothing, we're all good. I'm gonna clean this off, bolt this down, and we're done. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Maybe get a little closer. Float switch is engaged. You can hear the water running through. I'm looking here for any leaks, anything going on. I don't see anything. We are all set, guys. And it's actually draining faster than my hose can go out. So it's gonna shut off here. But I know we're good. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this back on, put this little rubber thing on, make these cords look all nice. And that's how you do it, everybody. Hope this helps. Have a good one.